There, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creation. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Scrappy Adams Celebration and YouTube Hop. And welcome to the last installment of the Grateful series that we are doing, that MK and I are doing for November. I chose this layout of Adams to scrap lift. It has 3 photos and I had 3 photos, so I thought that was the perfect choice. And it's a little bit on the simple side. At least for Adam, it's on the simple side. He likes to pile a lot of stuff on his layouts, and he is the more is more mindset, and I think that works out well for him. And in a lot of cases, I totally agree with that. But in some cases, I like to go a little more simple. So I thought this was the perfect layout for that. And plus, I also wanted to make sure I had some room for a little bit of journaling, because we are talking about being grateful, and today we are grateful for change. And so I chose these 3 photos. It's my daughter and Noah, her little guy. And I'm going to just make some notes about the change that happens, when kids are so little. They start out so tiny and so helpless, and then they want to be independent, especially when they're 2. And now he's 3, and so now he's independent and opinionated. So anyway, I just wanted to document that change. And a lot of times change has a really negative connotation, like, we're resistant to change, we don't like change, we're comfortable with the way things are, at least it's something we are familiar with. And change could indicate that, something might not be as good down the road. But you know what? In a lot of cases, change is really good. And sometimes we have a hard time, or at least I have a hard time thinking about that or remembering that. And we are resistant to it. And so I just want to make the note that, I really do love the baby stage. But I also do love the toddler stage. And so as he changes and gets older and bigger, yes, I miss the baby of him, the baby age, but I am also grateful for all of the things that we get to do as he is growing, and just keep that in mind. I do love the snuggly little infant that really just wants to be held all the time, because I think that's awesome. And I love snuggling babies. They smell so good and they're so cuddly. And I know that's not everyone's cup of tea, but I really love it. And sometimes we are a little bit more resistant to the toddler age, because they are very demanding and they have their temper tantrums, and they are, everything has to be on their terms. But we also get this wonderful opportunity to watch them learn and watch them explore and watch them take in all of the new things that they are taking in. And I think that is spectacular. I love watching them, take their first of everything, their first steps, their first words, their first time riding on a train, their first time seeing a particular animal at the zoo. So I just think that's awesome. And so that is a change that we can celebrate. So now that I have talked your ear off about change and what my my journaling is going to be about, I am layering up these 3 pieces of paper. I wanted a little bit of a black outline between the ombre and that border, because the center part of the ombre paper kind of matched the border a little bit too much, and I just wanted that little pop of black in there. And so that I also did the same with the photos, where it has a pop of black before I put the yellow down. And I chose the yellow paper because he has a yellow shirt on. I do try to get a green paper in there with a yellow flower on it a couple of times, but because it pulls in the colors of his shirt, but it doesn't end up staying. So these photos are taken on a little tiny train that one of our local parks has, and so it was really fun to watch him ride this train, and he's pointing out some of the ducks and the geese that are on the field. Now, he's seen plenty of ducks and geese in his life, but it was just fun to watch him riding this train. And then we were sitting at like the very front car, and he was able to watch the train engine hook up to the front car, and that was kind of cool. So it was just a new experience for him, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And went ahead and used a tag topper punch from Stampin' Up to cut the blue tag there. And it only takes like a 2-inch wide strip of paper, so you kind of have to work within those parameters, but it works well. And then I used my notebook edge punch to punch a piece of the paper that is actually cut out from the background paper. And then I'm going to work on my title. I'm pulling in some Amy Tangerine stickers, that little black strip across the bottom, and my title is going to reside on there. And I'm just putting the name of the railroad. So it is like, I think it's Billy Jones Wildcat Railroad is what they call it. And so I am just using these stickers to go ahead and put that down. And I was very lucky that they all kind of fit in that little space. I do use smaller stickers for the Billy Jones word. Make sure you go and check out what Adam is doing today on his channel. There's actually going to be a list of links down below to everyone who is playing along with Adam's celebration. I think this was intended to be his 500 subscriber celebration, but we knew he would be well past 500 by the time we got it all put together. So as of the time that I am voicing this, he is almost to 775. So congratulations, Adam. That's completely awesome. I love it. And I think it's awesome that you are doing YouTube and that your channel has grown so quickly. And you are already almost, before the end of the year, you might even be up to 1,000. That's awesome. So congratulations. Make sure you go and leave Adam a little bit of love. He has a great channel with tons of video. I don't know how he keeps up with it for the little amount that or short time that he has been on YouTube. He already has a ton of videos out there. So go and check that out. Now, I do realize that the white font on these stickers is pretty light in color, and so I am going to use a Sharpie that is pretty close to the color of that blue paper, and I'm going to just rub it over the top. So it'll have a blue top and a white sides. So, and I really like the way that works. You can change your foam thicker colors really easily this way, but you do have to give them some time to dry because the Sharpie kind of soaks into the porous parts of the foam. So you got to give them a little bit of time to dry, but it does work. So then you can have thickers in any color. So white foam thickers are great to have. And if you know me, I do like to make my own thickers using dyes and foam and pattern paper, but in this case I wanted to use I'm still trying to work through my stash, basically is what it comes down to. I'm trying to work through my stash, which is huge, so I do use them when I can, and when the colors are the right colors and the font is the right font, then I go for the ones that are already made. And I thought that green worked really well with this because he's got a green T-Rex on his shirt. And it's kind of funny, my daughter recently told me that he doesn't have any t-shirts that don't have dinosaurs on them because he just loves them so much that we all keep buying him dinosaur t-shirts. So now his entire wardrobe is dinosaur related. So I just think that's kind of funny. And he really does know all the names of the dinosaurs, so it's one of his favorite things. Okay, so I went back to the Brave and Bold stickers that I've got there, and I am pulling in some different stickers to all three of these embellishment areas, very similar to what the placement of where Adam's were. And I'm liking the way that they look. Just trying to kind of fill in some of the blank spots down by the title, so I had to cut that little green strip because I also didn't want it to cover that teal flower, and I'm kind of pulling in a little bit of a flower in each area, kind of to soften up everything. We've got a lot of squares and rectangles going on this layout, so I wanted a little bit of something that had a more organic feel, and I felt like the circles, the hearts, and the flowers kind of did that job and kind of softened things up. I am inking up some things with black ink just to make them pop just a little bit more, and I like the way that that looks. I brought in that little saying right above Dream Big that's in black, which I thought worked well because I have that black strip just below the title, and so it just kind of brings in more of the same so that it's got a little continuity between the different areas. And playing with where to put that heart, it does end up going by the other heart, but that's okay. I don't mind two hearts next to each other, especially when they're offset like they are and they're in different sizes. I'm trying to make sure that I have each color represented in all of those embellishment areas as well. So the orange, the teal, and the lime green. And I don't use these little arrows very often, and so I thought I would go ahead and use them just kind of tucked under here just to add those colors, but not to add a bunch of, I'm not actually pointing to anything with them, but it is adding the colors and the texture. So I really do like the way that it ends up. I opted not to bring in any of the pinks or purples because there are no pink and purple embellishments anywhere else on this layout. So I just used the green, the orange, and the teal and blue. And so that kind of keeps everything in the same color scheme. Had I brought in the pinks and purple, I would have felt like I needed to bring in pink and purple to the other areas of this layout, or the other embellishment areas. And I didn't want to keep adding stuff. I think it's got plenty, and I really like the way that it's looking. And while I glue those down, I did pop those up onto foam tape with, you can see the purple foam there. That is just fun foam that I get from Walmart. It is adhesive backed on one side, and then I use my liquid glue on the other side. And let me remind you to also go and check out MK's channel to find out what she did for the Grateful series today. It will be about change, but I'm curious to see her take on it. So the link for her is down below as well. I'm just adding some enamel dots. I get those from Gina Marie Designs, and I love them. I especially love the white ones because, again, you can use your Sharpie and make them any color you want. And these white ones are a matte white. So they take the ink very well, and they look great. I'm just going to put 3 in each area as a little line, and I don't mind if they are in a different orientation, whether they're vertical or horizontal, doesn't really matter, as long as all 3 are represented there. So I like how that's looking. And then lastly, I'm going to put a little bit of this ribbon through the top of my tag so that it has something in the hole there. But then I realize it's kind of covering up a lot of the embellishments up there, so I'm going to kind of pull things apart right there and bring the tag down a little bit lower so it's not quite so bad in hiding everything. And what I was doing there is I just put a little bit of the Nuvo Deluxe adhesive on the ends of the ribbon so that it doesn't fray. And then I tapped them together because I had so much on one side. I didn't want to add it to the other side. I just kind of shared it from one to the other. And that is the end of the layout. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, don't forget to go and check out Adam's channel. I will see you guys again very soon. I hope that you've enjoyed the Grateful series. And if you missed any of it, it is up on my channel and there is a playlist. Thanks so much for watching and spending time with me today. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.